Hello everyone, I'm Mary. I'm sorry if I'm making this face, but I just saw that it started raining outside, and that's also why the lighting is so bad today. But the problem is that I'm renovating my house currently, and right now it has no roof on, and it's raining a lot. Oh god. Let's move on though. Today I will be reviewing The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling. This book basically is about a small town called Pagford in the UK and its people. It starts with the death of a parish councillor whose name is Barry Fairbrother, and throughout the whole story we see how his death really affects everybody in the town of Pagford in many different ways. It is a third-person narrator, but we have the point of view of each character involved in the story, which I thought was very interesting. First of all, I want to say that I really enjoyed this book, and I wasn't really expecting to enjoy it because I had low expectations. I saw a lot of mixed reviews, but even the good reviews were not, nobody was saying, oh, this is such a good book. Not that I've seen of. I mean, I wouldn't put this in my favorites list, but I still think this was very good. It is a slow-paced book. If you really don't enjoy slow books that are very, not really plot-driven, but they have a lot of character development with basically not a lot of action going on, I would not recommend this book. The only complaint, let's say, that I have about this book is that it was very hard to get into at first, because I felt really confused by all the characters that were presented to you just in the first like 100 or 200 pages. I just felt like it was, a game of memory where you have all the cards spread on the table facing up, and you have like 30 seconds to memorize them all, and then you put them face down and you have to find the match. That's how I felt going into this book with all these different characters, and I had to reread some passages, but maybe that was just me. I don't have a very good memory at all, so that's probably why. But once I settled that, it was easy to follow, and it was actually, I felt like I cared a lot about each and every one of them, even the ones that I didn't necessarily like. This is not a light-hearted story. It can be very dark and talks and deals with a lot of difficult topics. Such as self-harm, abuse. So if you are triggered by these kind of things, so you are aware when you are approaching this book. I wouldn't say this is a political story, but it talks a lot about politics and how these are very intertwined with people's lives, especially in this case when we're talking about a very small town. And I know something about it because even though I don't live in the UK, I do live in a very small town, and I could relate to a lot of things that were being said. I felt like it was very real in the way that the interactions were depicted, not really in terms of what was happening, because I mean a lot is happening here. Of course anything could happen, but I wouldn't say that the events were what made feel the story real to me. I loved how very well crafted were the interactions between people. It was just so nicely developed. It just finished and it felt complete, Even though I'm very sad that this is a standalone, I would love to read a series based off this kind of story with these kind of characters. I just thought they were very interesting, and I would have loved to know even more about them. What I also liked about this book is the concept of it, how it is constructed over a dead person. Basically, the first character that we are presented to dies, and this death really is relevant to the whole story, to everybody, and to each event that is happening during the story. And I just thought it was brilliant just to base everything off an absence. It was a very good idea. So yeah, as I said in my Goodreads review, I don't know why people are comparing this to the Harry Potter series, because it has absolutely nothing to do with those books. I mean, I love Harry Potter to death, but this is a completely different story in a completely different setting and for a completely different audience. So I suggest you just set aside your thoughts on the Harry Potter series and just go into this book pretending this is not J.K. Rowling. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, so I definitely recommend checking this out. Okay, that was it. I will hopefully post more reviews this month. I know we're basically at the end of the month, and it's been a crazy month for me. I only managed so far to read 1 book, and this is not a good thing. But I have very good reasons. I will talk more extensively about this in my wrap-up, but I plan on finishing at least 3 more books. I also have some books coming in the mail, so I will probably post a book haul soon, so you can look forward to that. I hope you enjoyed my review, and if you are planning to read this book, or if you already read this book, please leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!